Hi everybody and welcome back to the Tasting Room. We're sampling today one that's been in my collection for quite some time. This is Old Weller Antique 107. Now I know we've sampled W.L. Weller in the past, but this will be the first time we're sampling the 107 here. So this one here is another product by Buffalo Trace, and as you can guess by the name, it's bottled at 107 proof. And just like the other Wellers or the in the Pappy series, this is their wheated bourbon mash bill here. Okay. So right up front on the nose, you're getting a strong note of honey. And there's also some fruity notes going on in there. Smelling some cherries. And the grain is really coming through in this one as well. It's like freshly baked bread. Very, very nice. There's almost a little hint of ethanol in there, but it's masked well by that fruity note. Okay, on the palate here, more of those cherries, more of that grain, and honestly, quite spicy for what's a wheated bourbon here. You know, we know this Buffalo Trace has three different mash bills that they use for bourbon, that they'll use for all of their labels that they have. They have a high rye mash bill, a low rye mash bill, and a wheated mash bill. You know, either rye or wheat being the secondary grain after corn, because you know, a bourbon by law has to be at least 51% corn. And then there's a secondary cereal grain, and then there's always some malted barley in there. But I mean, a wheated bourbon you tend to think of as a little bit more mellow in flavor, and the ryes are the ones that have that bold, punchy spiciness to it. So I mean, this one here on the palate has some of those characteristics of what I would classify as a high rye bourbon. So very interesting. I'm guessing the proof has something to do with that. But yeah, I mean, it does have that nice, full-bodied spiciness to it. Anyway, once you get through that, you know, there are some sweeter notes that peek through. Getting a little bit, little toffee, some candied pecans, you know, a little bit nutty. Then we move on into the finish. Again, very long, drawn-out, spicy finish. Still a lot of that heat present from the high proof. And it's got a nice oakiness and a little bit of a nutty feel as it kind of fades on the palate there. Very nice. Okay, to rate this one here, on the nose, we had some nice notes of cherries, a little bit of oakiness in there. The grain came through in fine style with some notes of freshly baked bread. A very pleasant nose on this one. Overall, I'm gonna put the nose at 22.5 points. On the palate, those fruity notes, those grain notes carried through very nicely. You know, made themselves present. There was a good, healthy dose of spiciness in there. as well as some sweeter notes of toffee, candied pecans, like I said before. I'm going to put the taste for this one at 22 points. On the finish, long, spicy, drawn-out finish. Got good linger to it. Some nice notes of some oak, a little bit nutty as it faded on the palate. I'm going to put the finish for this one at 23 points. And the overall balance, I personally thought this was very well done. It had a good balance of spicy and sweet. Kind of hit all of those notes there, and it was really good continuity of the flavor profile. That fruity cherry note held throughout, that freshly baked bread. That oakiness, a little bit of the toffee, the nuttiness was present throughout the whole experience. So I thought it was a very well balanced whiskey. I'm going to go ahead and put the balance at 23.5 points. And that is going to leave me with an overall score of 91 points for this Weller 107 Antique. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure you give it a thumbs up or leave a comment in the comment section down below. And then, of course, if you're not already a member to my channel, go ahead and hit that button and subscribe. And then after you do, make sure you ding that little bell next to the subscribe button and make sure you get notifications of new videos that come out. New videos come out on the weekends, and I would hate for you to miss one. So go ahead and do that for me, and I will see you again next week, right here on The Tasting Room.